Jeff and Jeremy here. It's KZOZ. We call these Mac Mondays every Monday. There's a way for you to save a little bit on your mac and cheese tickets. It's $10 on every ticket today. The discount code is Mac Monday. Enter that at themacandcheesefest.com. You can also link up through KZOZ.com to get your tickets. Rating champ Jeff Waangard. Gregg Waangard is here. I was just thinking about the duo, and I got to find that because it's really funny. Jeffrey Wiesinger and Gregg Waangard, who go back and forth on this event every year. Every year, I'm told they invite new chefs, and nobody can seem to stand up to what you guys are throwing down, Greg.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, Jeffrey, he's a competitor. I really enjoy beating him.
Rivalry.
But he has beaten you as well.
I call that charity.
It's weird because it seems like the back and forth between you two is like up here, and everybody else just kind of shows up and gives their best shot, and then they don't get up there. And what was it? A couple of years ago, didn't place it in Bakersfield? Like it was like a gas station.
Oh, they cheated. They brought in their own beads.
They brought in their own beads.
There was a rumor going around.
That's true. They're a different color and everything.
They were like off just a little bit.
Yeah, they were like knockoff Bakersfield beads.
So if like the regular beads were white, these were like taupe or something.
No, the regular beads were like an orange, and these were like a whitish orange.
I don't know about that.
And you know it was bad because before the start of the event, their whole booth was decorated with the beads.
We're just going with a Mardi Gras.
Hey,
thing,
but you know what? You're not cheating. You're not trying. So I mean, it's.
Yeah, well,
whatever they got to do.
They have eliminated that this year, and I think last year they went back to a coin, a token, and this year they're actually changing it a little bit. They're going to be giving out, I believe, from what I've heard, more than one token to everybody who comes in. You used to only get one to put in your favorite. Now you will get a few different tokens to put in your top 3 favorites, or you can give 3 to one person.
Oh, I like that. More tokens.
It's whatever you want to do.
Ah, okay.
All right. So, but that is a fun part of this.
Tokens galore.
It's a people's choice thing. There's no judges. There's no favorites. It's literally people's choice. So every single person that buys a ticket will get their say in what their favorite mac and cheese is. The trick is, and I don't know how people do it. I mean, it's so tough to eat every single mac and cheese that is there.
Well, I mean, the cool thing about the fact that it is people's choice is you guys being Greg and Jeffrey and everybody else, all the other chefs, you're working for that vote, right? I mean, like you're trying to make the experience.
Yep, you're doing it to win. I mean, besides like the charitable event with Woods Humane Society to support North and South County, which it always has been a part of since the start of the event, and Steve does a great job running that, and he's a friend of ours. But it's a great party. And he's a Packer fan. That's why I like him even more.
Yeah, see, I don't like him because he's a Packer fan, and he won
He won the fantasy football champ. Yeah, the Master Deflators trophy. Yeah.
So I think that it's really, and it's also sort of the start of summer. You know, it's like beginning of June or end of May or somewhere in there. And at Avila, it's a great day. It's always nice weather, great bands, and it really expands every year. I remember the first year it was like a couple things, and it was sort of like beer and wine, and then we got cocktails, then craft cocktails, and people started making their own spirits. Last year there was kombucha. So it really is something for everybody, and the entertainment is always great. Music's always great. It's just a fun event.
So from your job standpoint, are you the director of the Paso Unified?
Director of Food Services.
Food Services. What is in it for you from a message standpoint? Because, I mean, outside the fact, like you can go and eat lunch there. I mean,
we have a cafe that we serve the mac and cheese in that the students run. So it's a student run cafe Monday through Friday, and the mac and cheese is on the menu there. We don't sell a whole lot of it. I mean, it's a smaller operation where it's just for students to learn how to operate like a POS system and dishwash and learn how to cook. But it's really part of the skills program.
I always wonder why you come back and do it. Is it because you are just a competitive guy?
Yeah, I like to compete, and I think it's just a good event. And really, I've been doing it since the start of the event. So then every year,
when you were at the Cliffs,
yeah, I was at the Cliffs, yeah.
And you used to bring out the wine director with you.
Yep,
and he'd always bring like these really fancy bottles from the cellar at the Cliffs.
Saber Magnus of champagne and do things. It was just, we always made it fun, and we still make it fun, even with the lunch ladies now.
The lunch ladies
look forward to it. They look forward to it more than I do.
They're banging on pots.
You have to do it. You have to go. We have to compete again. So I think it's just a fun thing for us to do, to compete. That's something we normally don't do.
It's like a morale type thing,
morale,
like
team building.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And I mean,
there's no like,
and to beat Jeffrey is priceless. I mean, that's
stop. I'm
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He's coming in and he's going to have his turn to talk his smack.
But it's not like there's other school districts that are getting involved in this kind of thing. It's kind of
a lot of the school districts, they really don't have. Well, they have a food services department, but they really don't have like a culinary type operation like we do. We're a central kitchen, and we cater a little bit, and we do other things besides just food service. But food service is our major priority.
And it's cool because
for the students,
you end up teaching students that side of the business, the catering business,
absolutely.
The hospitality business.
Take them out catering. They get to go to events with us. They get to see different things. So,
which is hugely beneficial to them, and especially where we live, because a lot of the jobs in our area,
huge hospitality
are that. So you have to get your start somewhere, and you're kind of giving them the head start by teaching them.
Absolutely, and a lot of those kids too. It's their first job. It's their first experience really going out and working or doing something. Besides that, so it's just a great thing.
And 9:41, Jeff and Jeremy here. We got Executive Chef Gregg Waangard hanging out with us. Mac and cheese champion last year, won the 7th. How many victories? How many trophies do you have? How many golden spoons do you have?
I think one is still at Sycamore, and then the one from the Cliffs, I don't think I have. Yeah, it's at Sycamore somewhere. I never grabbed it.
So you've won this 4 times.
4 times, yeah. Four times, and then one Judge's Choice when there was a Judge's Choice the first year.
Yeah. And then this year, a brand new mac and cheese, something that I haven't seen you do before. Where did you get the inspiration for this carne asada mac and cheese?
I think the inspiration really came from the green salsa. I mean, I sort of told you the story on the green salsa was we would get it at the Mexican market over by Senior Sancho's, and went there one time to pick it up, just have chips and salsa. And the guy's like, we're sold out. And so I'm like, oh, man. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what's in it. And so he told me what's in it, went home and made it. And I'm like, oh, bingo, got it. And so I'm just like, I want to.
Do you stop buying it from him now?
Oh, yeah. But we get other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Get meat or the red salsa. The red one's really hot. Pretty spicy.
Fire that guy. He's out our secrets.
But no, Greg just shared the recipe with me, and I can't wait to make it. Now I don't have to drive to Paso.
Yeah. So really, I think that probably was the inspiration on it. And then I knew I wanted to do something with skirt steak just because I love that. So I put the two together, and really I've never done, a Mexican-themed mac and cheese. It's always been like Italian or French or something like that. So I think, I like it. I like the flavors of it. I like the texture with it.
Last year you won with a short rib. You've won the Carbonara's one twice, right?
Yeah.
And I don't remember the first one that you did that won, but
the first one was Carbonara, the very first year for Judge's Choice. The third year or fourth year it was the crab. Remember the crab and corn?
Oh gosh, yeah. How could I forget? It was so light. It was like the lightest mac and cheese I've ever had, with the most flavor you can imagine.
And it's really hard to win with a seafood mac. I mean, you think like lobster and like lobster's never going to be good with the mac because it's got to be cooked perfectly. Where the crab is already cooked, it's great Dungeness crab, and you just sort of fold it in at the end. Mm-hmm. And with that crunch of the corn, I really liked that one.
Yeah, no, that was really good. You should bring that back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start saving.
But this new one, you're using skirt steak. You're doing homemade pico de gallo, and then this salsa this verde salsa that you just talked about, and then of course cheese. And what kind of cheese are you using this year?
Bella Vitano. So it's the same base every year that I do. It's you start with the reduction of cream and butter, get it nice and bubbly. Add your macaroni noodle, then add your Bella Vitano Gold into that, and I'll probably Vivant sponsored me last year on the cheese, which is really nice of them. Danica always does a great job and always gets in a lot of domestic cheeses from around the United States.
This is like a NASCAR event now that you get sponsored?
Yeah. He's got flags.
Well, I have to because it's,
on your chef's jacket,
the school district, it's like it's a public entity, so we don't really want to spend money on something like this. So we asked for, sponsors of doing it in Danica. And then Cisco Ventura, Newport Meat, they've always helped us out with some of the items before, too.
So look for
that way we don't have a lot of expense, to do the event.
Look for the guy with the patches on his chef's jacket.
That's right, yeah.
You should wear a fire suit.
This event, by the way, is, there's more than just this one, obviously. This event tours a few different states, and people say the best mac and cheese comes from this area.
Oh, yeah.
And to think that it's the guy that runs the food health and wellness program at the high school in Paso, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is. I always get a kick out of it. All the restaurants compete and everything, but you know what? It really comes down to what we were talking about. It's like, if you make Kraft macaroni and cheese at home or you're eating it for your kids, when is that Kraft macaroni and cheese at its best?
When it comes out of the pot.
Right. I mean, you eat half of that thing right out of the pot over the stove while you're making it. You'd be like, hey, kids, dinner's ready. You'd be like, oh, sorry, there's no more.
Yeah, we got to make it in the box. Hold on.
Like everyone does it. So, it's the same exact concept for this mac and cheese festival, and people say like, "Oh, do you go and do you tour the festival?" And no, it's like I'm flipping mac because that's when it's at its best.
You have to
working your ass off.
You have pretty big forearms, but to watch him pick up this
20,
pot,
30 pounds when it's full,
and he's doing this all day,
and flip and flip and flip.
And what do you call that? I mean, that's just flipping, huh?
Yeah,
when you take the pan and you flip the food inside of it.
Workout.
Yeah. Sauteing.
Are your arms dead the next day?
There's been a couple times where I didn't have good shade and I got really fried. And so now before the event, not knowing like where I'm going to be or where the sun's going to be, I just, do some sunscreen and be like, if I'm in the sun, I'm good. If I'm not, well, I'm good then too.
Very cool.
So
Gregg
you always try to
Waangard.
find a shady spot, but sometimes it doesn't work out.
Get your tickets now so you can try this mac and cheese. It is fantastic as always. Can't wait to see what all the mac and cheeses are going to be like. The Gourmet Mac and Cheese Fest happens June 8th. You can go to themacandcheesefest.com to pick up your tickets today. Up until 2 o'clock, you can use the discount code Mac Monday. You'll save $10 off every single ticket. So if you're getting the family a 4-pack of tickets, there's $40 off right there. Mac Monday, all ran together. TheMacandCheeseFest.com.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.